smoking. So now we are standing at the local district heating plant in Brundby, Ballen, that are actually making heating and hot water for around 240 households. Before these households were actually heating their houses with oil, but now they use biomass from the fields. So and you can see the big blocks here actually of biomass. Each has a weight about 500 kilo, and it equalizes around 200 liters of oil. And these biomass blocks are actually delivered by the local farmers here on a contract, on an annual contract. And so before we send our money to the Middle East buying oil, but now we keep the money here at the island and pay it to the farmers. So now the farmers are very happy. Before that, actually, this straw was actually considered as a kind of waste. It was just burned on the fields. But now it has become a resource. So if you press it all together, then actually you can sell it. The farmers can sell it to this local district heating plant, which is quite nice. There's been some summers where it has rained a lot at Samsø, and it has been difficult for the farmers to harvest the biomass. And then they were afraid that they did not have enough biomass. So you could say there was a little bit of a crisis, because if the farmers has to import straw from the outside of the islands, then it will cost them a lot, and then the calculation will not be so good. So therefore there was a little bit of a crisis among the farmers. How should we overcome this challenge? And when people here at Samsø, they have the challenges, they are sitting down, and then they try to come up with new ideas. And actually one of the farmers said, maybe we could cut our black currant trees that we are growing on the fields, and then make wood chips out of the black currant branches. And so they did, and then they actually put it on the top of the straw over here. And we also had some elephant grass that they also could cut into wood chips, and then they put it on top of the straw. And actually by doing this, they actually managed to have straw enough for the whole season and so on. So that was quite nice.
ここは北欧デンマーク。アンデルセン童話とチーズと家具が有名な牧歌的な島国です。日本の九州ほどの小さな国土に約550万人の人々が暮らしているこの国は、世界で最も幸福度、そして民主主義の質が高いと言われています。選挙の投票率 88%、女性の就業率 75%、医療費、教育費、介護費がかからない上、大学生には毎月7万円ほどの生活費が支給されます。たくさんの人が幸せを感じるこの豊かでゆとりある小さな国には、一体どんな人が暮らしているのでしょうか。そして幸せな社会を築き上げるために、人々は一体どんな努力をしているのでしょうか。このドキュメンタリーは、北欧デンマークで生きる人たちの言葉と思いを紡いだ物語です。この小さな国の中でもひときわ小さい、でも特別な取り組みをしているとある島をご紹介します。ここがその島の位置。コペンハーゲンから電車とフェリーを乗り継いで約4時間かかります。いちごとじゃがいもが有名なこの島の名前はサムス島。この島は世界で初めて再生可能エネルギーで電力自給率 100% を達成した自給自足の島。10年もの短い期間で20基以上建設された風車たち。風力による電力自給率は今や 400% に上り、余剰電力はコペンハーゲンなどの大都市に売られていきます。 地域暖房施設であるヒートプラントも各地に誕生。島の寒い冬を支え続けています。
Most of the groups do not understand why people at Samsø are smiling when they see a wind turbine, because where they come from, they actually they say, know that this frame about not in my backyard and so on. People are negative to wind turbines and so on. And it's all about the way you are doing. It's not what you are doing, but it's the way you are doing it. And here it comes back to the processes we are doing here at Samsø and at the academy, where we try to involve the local people in the decision where to place the wind turbines. We will also offer them ownerships of the wind turbines and so on. So the decision is actually taken from the bottom and up. And normally we can see that the decisions are taken from a top-down platform, and then you actually have this not in my backyard, and people are not feeling they are part of the projects. They do not even have an ownership of the projects, and therefore they are not positive when they see wind turbines.
サムス島の人たちは自分たちだけで物事を決める、いわゆるボトムアップ方式で再生可能エネルギー普及に向けて活動してきました。しかし、その取り組みの中で問題や困難はなかったのでしょうか。
Well, I think generally that it works nice from the very beginning, because our CEO Søren Hermansen he found out quite early in the process that in order to involve the local people, it was necessary to invite them to discuss this master plan for the whole project, and then actually they were also offered ownerships of the wind turbines or the local district heating plants. They could also have an ownership in that, and therefore actually they felt that they were heard from the very beginning, and that was quite positive, I think, for the whole process. So there was nobody tried to put any solutions from the top and down. So it was an invitation from the very beginning. First, there was an engineer that talked a lot about the technique and so on, but that do not interest the local people. They want to know what's in it for you and what's in it for me, and can I be part of the decision and decide where to place the wind turbines and so on. So you can say that the wind turbines are not placed where it was almost optimal for the winds, but they are placed as a result of the democratic discussions that were going on at that time. If people were heard in the process, they could actually ask that could we move the offshore wind turbines a little bit to the left or to the right, because then I cannot see the wind turbines from my sitting room and so on. And actually these small details actually were implemented, and therefore people felt they were heard. And we have 4 local district heating plants here at Samsø. One of them are actually owned by the consumers themselves. 240 households are owning this district heating plants. There's also one that are owned by a private farmer. He's delivering for 100 heating and hot water to 125 households. And then there's two plants that are owned by the grid company on the mainland. So this different kind of ownership is also quite interesting when you are talking about establishing renewables and so on.
再生可能エネルギーを導入してから環境のみならず経済的にもいいことばかりだそうです。
Also because afterwards it turns up that this project was actually you could say a profitable project, because the payback time on the land wind turbines was around 7-8 years, and the life cycle is around 20 to 25 years, and therefore even that you only have a little share in it, it is supposed to that you can get some little kind of contribution from the projects every year.
風が強いサムス島でも その風のおかげで環境にとってもお財布にとってもハッピーな生活を送ることができるみたいです。しかし何よりも驚かされるのは、サムス島の取り組みすべてが島に住む一人一人が主体的に決めていったということ。その秘訣は一体どこにあるのでしょうか。
I think actually if you take the Danish folk high school or folkeskole in Denmark, the teachers are actually teaching the kids that they should not take a no for a no. It is allowed to put question marks with what they are teaching, and they should not see their teachers as an authority that they cannot argue against. So it's actually very positive if the kid can actually come up with its own opinion about things, and then it often ends up in a discussion with the teacher, but it's in a constructive way. So it's not so they're actually used to be part of maybe the decisions, even that the teachers are taking the decisions. Then actually the kids is feeling that they can discuss and be part of the decisions and so on. So I think that's quite important also for our democracy, and also that therefore it's difficult for the Danes to accept all these top-down decisions that are coming. Because we are used to this bottom-up to some extent, especially at Samsø we are used to it, of course.
島やそこに住む人々を愛しているからこそ、政府や行政に任せっきりにせず、自分たちで行動してきたサムス島の人たち。人々の主体性を重んじてきたサムス島のボトムアップ方式の取り組みは、世界中の自治体に影響を与えてきました。シンクグローバリー、アクトローカリー。こんな言葉がぴったりな風車が回る小さな素敵な島、サムス島。5年後、10年後、一体どんな進化を遂げていくのでしょうか。